Hello my friends, it is Jessica. This is I Read to Relax, and I am here today with Miss Valentine, who's got a couple new chew toys with squeakers in them, so I apologize for the repetitive squeaking. I hope you guys can stand that. I'm here today with my June reading wrap-up. I had mentioned in my July TBR video that June was not the best reading month for me. In terms of what I read, I enjoyed everything that I did read. I just didn't read a lot. I had some personal stuff going on outside, you know, like not work stuff, just literal personal stuff like at home. And I think distracted me a lot during the month of June. It's fine. It is what it is. Like, I don't ever really truly try to hit like a certain number of books a month, but it just, like, I noticed that I was not reading as many days as I normally would. Like, I'd get into bed and I would watch TV or play games or whatever else to distract me instead of like using my brain and reading a book. But like I said, what I did read I really enjoyed in the month of June, so let me just share those with you. My gosh, the squeaking is gonna be awful. I'm so sorry. But anyway, the first book that I finished in the month of June was actually a novella. I read volume 2 in the Unsolicited Journals of Emma M. Lyon. So volume 2 takes us a little bit more into her day-to-day life. In the first book, the first novella, you really just get an introduction to Emma and the time period and where she lives and what her circumstances are. So you find out that it's the 1800s, she's in London, she'd been away at school and now she's come home. Her parents had passed and left her the house, but she's not old enough to actually like inherit it officially herself, so it's been in sort of a trust under the management of her cousin, and he's basically whittled away what would be her inheritance. So she finds this out in the first novella and has to deal with the fact that she thought she was going to be able to make sort of a comfortable living just sustaining herself off of her inheritance, and that's no longer going to be the circumstance. But it's told through her journal entries, and it's charming. Like, even as you're like, she's kind of in dire straits, she makes these really great sort of witty observations about the people around her. You get to know like the quirky little neighborhood that she lives in, and it's sort of got that Bridgerton feel, but not like the full, because she's not really high class enough for that to be her lifestyle. However, she has a friend who she's being essentially paid to be a companion to. So she's gotten herself a new wardrobe through that connection at this point. And in book 2, we start to see that not only do we as the reader find her charming, but the people around her find her charming. And so there's a few gentlemen who show an interest, and it's developing into such a nice story. And I like the fact that these journals really take place, it's like 2 months at a time or so. So it's just like a little snippet into her life. So I'm really excited to continue with volume 3. I think these are great because, like I said, they're like novella length, and so I can sort of put them in between bigger, heavier things. And I think there's 8 volumes out now, so I've got a little while to go. So that one was great. And then I read Empire of Shadows by Jacqueline Benson, and I did a rapid reviews video on this, which is 5 minutes review. And so if you want more detailed thoughts, you can go watch that. But essentially, this is a historic adventure romance. So the emphasis is on the adventure rather than the romance, which I love. This is very much like The Mummy vibes. Our main character has training. She's got the education to be an archaeologist, but she lives in a historic time when she basically couldn't be an archaeologist. She ends up with an artifact and is being chased for said artifact. So she makes her way to what we now know as Belize, but at this time period it was British Honduras, in Central America, and she meets an adventurer there who helps her to go follow the clues from the artifact. So the best part is you got a lot of historical context, you got a lot of interesting information about the people and the cultures of this area in that time period and in previous time periods, because again, it's an ancient artifact even at that time. And there is the start of a romance, but again, it's more about the adventure, the jungle trip to go find where the artifact leads. And the main character is smart, she's capable, she also knows her limits at times when it's needed, but the main male character thoroughly enjoys the fact that she's smart and capable and witty, and so he's there to support her. Just great. So I'm actually hoping to read the sequel to this month because I really loved this one so much. Then I read, finally, Direbound by Sable Sorensen. And this one is sort of like peak romantasy. If you like fantasy romance, this is what most of them try to be. This book is great. It's got trials, it's got danger, it's got the romance, it's got they bond with dire wolves, and what's great in this one is the dire wolves have their own fully fleshed society. You get a lot of knowledge about their culture and how they interact with the humans, and how it's really about what the wolves want, not what the humans want in this whole relationship, which I think is great. And I loved this one so much that normally I'm somebody who reads a book in a series and then I read 5 other books in different series and then I circle back to the next book in the series, because there's always something else I want to try, something else I want to read, but I'm trying to read sequels closer to the first book or whatever the last book in the series was, because then I don't forget things or whatever. And this one had just come out, so I read Furybound immediately after. Thoroughly loved this one as well. This one I know has some controversial opinions. Some people love it, some people hate it. I loved it. At the end of book 1, we have a big revelation, and our main character, Marin, her status changes, her level of power changes. There's a huge betrayal. When we go into this book, we get more politics, we get more power struggles, but we get a romance change. But what I really loved in this one was that I felt like Marin, the character really grew. Like, she basically gets told by her direwolf, she gets told by the people around her multiple times, like, you might be powerful, you might have all of this stuff going on, but you're not paying attention. You're not being humble. You're not learning about your circumstances. You're not putting in the effort that you need to. And she hears that and ends up growing from it. And I thought that was really amazing. So I really liked this one. And I'm a dum-dum and somehow thought that I read that book 3 was coming out later this year. And I was all like, oh my God, I could read book 3 right away too. Oh no. It's coming out summer of next year. So I'm gonna have to wait for it, but that's okay. But I'm very excited for the 3rd book in the trilogy. So yes, I can't wait. And then the very last book that I read in the month of June, that I finished in the month of June, The Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I did this one as an audiobook, and the audiobook was great. It's got multiple cast members, so you get the different voices. But the reason I picked this one up, because I'm not really normally a thriller reader, I'd seen so many people talking about the TV show, and so I was looking for something sort of like, I don't want to say light, but something that I could watch easily. It's summer. I don't want to have to think too hard. Let's be honest. But something new, something I hadn't watched before. So I decided to try the TV show on Netflix, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I ripped through seasons 1 and 2 and loved the TV show. I thought it was great. And so then, knowing that they're making season 3, but it's not out yet, I was like, oh, maybe I should read the books now. And I mean, I'll know what's gonna happen in season 3, but there have been changes between the book and the show. And so I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. I got it from the library, I got it through Libby. And it was so much fun. And I really enjoyed, like, knowing what was going to happen in the big picture, so I didn't have to like concentrate as hard when I was listening. I could be like doing chores and not really worry about if I missed something somebody said. But I had a lot of fun picking out the things that they changed from the book to the TV show and thinking about why they did that. I am listening to the second book, or I finished the second book actually in July. And that one had subtle changes as well. And I actually liked what they did with the TV show. But now I'm like so curious for book 3. I really like the character Pippa. I like her little band of friends, and I feel like it's got a really good mix of like still feeling young because she's a teenager. They're just end of high school, beginning of college age. So they're young and it's like modern enough. But it still feels very sinister and scary, and like there's heavy topics that come up. So I thought that was really well done. I'm waiting for book 3 from the library, me and apparently a million other people, because I'm guessing other people have also watched the show and then gone to the books. But yeah, so sometime in the next couple of months, hopefully I will get to listen to book 3 as well. And I'm excited for that. But I really enjoyed book 1. Pippa, she decides for her school like capstone project that she's going to investigate this murder that happened in her hometown. So 5 years previously, a girl went missing, and is presumed dead. They never found the body, so they never confirmed that, but she's been gone for 5 years. And they had like a confession from her boyfriend, who then committed suicide. But Pippa knew them both and did not believe that the boyfriend actually did it. So she's decided that she's going to prove that he was not guilty. And there are a lot of twists and turns in that one. The TV show, I think, does a better job. Not a better job. They made the girl who disappeared more palatable, because I will say Holly Jackson is pretty good at writing an unlikable character, and also moments when even a character that you do like will do something that really turns you off as the reader. I really like this series so far, both the books and the TV show, so hopefully I will enjoy season 3 or book 3 of both. So that is my reading wrap up for the month of June, because as I said, I didn't really read a huge amount in the month. I did end the month in the middle of 4 books. So I was currently reading Mistborn, The Hero of Ages, which is the last book in that trilogy, Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig, Seize the Fury by Silas Reams, and Good Girl Gone Bad, which was book 2 of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder. That's where we're at the end of June, and we will see where July takes us. What was your favorite book that you read in the month of June? I'm hoping that you read as much that you enjoyed as I did, and possibly more in volume than I did. But leave me a comment with, whatever book you liked the best. And if you've watched A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and read the books, let me know which one you like better. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you hit that bell, it'll let you know every time I post a video, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.